Hi again, and welcome to the Path to Profit podcast. I'm Brad Dobson with my partner in crime, Dr. Minette Riordan, and we are grateful to be here. We're grateful for this podcast. We're grateful for our listeners. We're grateful for having family here for the Thanksgiving week. And it just seemed like it made sense to have a show about gratitude.
Yep. And our quote today is, "Gratitude can transform common days into Thanksgiving, turn routine jobs into joy, and change ordinary opportunities into blessings." William Arthur Ward. And we just realized that it's an important topic, and I've even done some blogging about it, about how gratitude can transform your business. And lately, we've had some things that weren't wins in our business. And it reminds us to go back and reflect on what we do have to be grateful for, because it can shift our attitude to a more positive reflection and just noticing the power of gratitude to get you out of a tough place and back into a positive place. Because one of the things I know to be true about sales is you can't sell when you're down and depressed, right? You can't sell from a place of desperation, but you can definitely sell from that positive attitude and place of gratitude. I got to have a sales conversation today with somebody in Portugal. And whatever happens, it was really cool to be connecting with someone in Portugal. And I'm really grateful for that opportunity. Before the podcast, before we sat down to record this for you today, we spent an hour and a half with our group coaching clients talking about list building. We have so much gratitude for our clients and for the connection that we get to create, for the magic that gets to happen when we all get together. But there's some really specific practices that you can implement to bring more gratitude into your business. Anything you want to add to that?
So does that mean that I can't just remain stuck in fear? I'm a human primate. I'm built to be afraid.
You know, it's so funny. I was reading an article on Flipboard this morning about...
We like Flipboard. It's a cool app on the
We love Flipboard, about neuroscience and how we don't live in a time anymore when we have to be afraid of being chased by lions, right? We don't have to be worried about
we can make up our own lions.
Yes, we can.
I am a zebra on the field of marketing lions.
So I think Brad's feeling a little bit silly today. We're getting into the holiday attitude.
No, I'm always this way.
You're not always this silly on the podcast, though.
That place of fear, though, it's so easy to get to and so easy to get stuck in. And I think a great solution for that is gratitude, and to go from a place of fear to a place of gratitude.
Absolutely. And so we want to share with you 5 particular strategies today for ways that you can bring the practice of gratitude in your business on a regular basis. And then next week, we'll be back with a guest. We have Lucy McMonagle that we will be sharing with you guys, and some fun talk about women and magic and money for that conversation next week. It's going to be a great one. But this week, again, it's Thanksgiving here in the United States. I don't know where you're listening from, but it's U.S. Thanksgiving on Thursday. And so you would think that we would have more than one day that we're focusing on gratitude. So one of my favorite strategies is to express gratitude for every single penny that flows into your business. It's so easy to forget that even a penny flowing in can make a difference. And it makes a difference when you look at it from a statistical mathematical perspective of how money exponentially grows, but also just from celebrating every time a client says yes to you. Like, I've had a lot of no's in the last few weeks. And then I get the email this morning from Amazon saying that I've got royalties flowing into my bank account. It's like $5. $5. But it's money flowing in.
High five to that.
We sent out an email today about an event we're hosting on December 3rd. We're doing a one-day virtual business planning event. And the email went out and one person signed up, $47. High five. It's money flowing in, right? So
we're grateful for that money.
We are, and we're grateful for new people flowing into our communities. So the more you can express gratitude for every single penny. I love when I get phone calls and text and emails from my clients. I got one this morning that was celebrating having just signed a new $5,000 client, and just being so thrilled and honored to be on the journey with her clients, you know, and seeing the change and transformation in her clients.
You know what's interesting? So Minette referenced one of our Q&A calls that we just had actually just in the last hour. And we always go through a celebration, part of the beginning of the call where people can say what went well and what didn't go well. And, one of our clients she waited until kind of close to the end and said, I couldn't think of anything. And then I realized that I got like
3 people signed up for her retreat.
Yeah, 3 people
a
signed
new
up for her
coaching
retreat.
client.
Like 4 new clients, which presumably is more than 1 penny flowing into her business.
A lot more than 1 penny.
But it's kind of a stark reminder of how bad we are sometimes
About celebrating
and about being grateful and focusing on those things. Mm-hmm. I was laughing about being a primate and a zebra in a field of lions, but our brains are hardwired for fear, and it's easy to get stuck in that place. And as a zebra, we kind of want to spend more time, showing off our stripes and being happy with the grass that we're eating or whatever it is. I don't know where I'm going with this analogy.
So, I don't either. We did a really fun exercise.
But it's true, though. We get
clients.
Stuck in fear. And we don't get stuck in gratitude.
Yeah, totally do. But we did a fun, silly writing activity on metaphors with our clients. So it's got us thinking in funny metaphors and analogies. So that one was about money, not about lions and zebras. But.
Yeah. I think I spend too much time thinking in funny metaphors, but
yes.
Anyways.
Well, you should be sharing them more. I'm very grateful for his sense of humor. So one of the things that Brad has brought to me in our 20 plus years of being together and 20 years of being married is a lot more humor and the willingness to be silly and have more fun. And we have a whole thing that we talk about how fun ended up on our list of core values. And I didn't even think that fun was a core value. So it shows you where I was 10 years ago in my life and how much that has shifted. So I'm grateful for you today, honey.
Awesome. I'm grateful for you too.
So one of the other strategies that I always share with my clients is to pay your bills with love and gratitude. Because money really is energy, and when it's in flow, it continues to move abundantly from one person to the next to the next. When you pay your electric bill, that electric bill goes to pay the people who work to keep your electricity running, to keep your lights on. And when they get paid, that money goes to the school system and to the local grocer and the local avocado farmer here in Santa Barbara. And when the avocado farmer can then pay his workers, who then go buy groceries and pay their taxes. And it's like this beautiful cycle of money when you pay your bill with gratitude. And so often we get resentful or out of sorts when we have to pay bills, but we've chosen to have this nice lifestyle with our nice house and our nice electricity and our nice refrigerator, right? And so pay those bills with gratitude, write a little smiley face on them, or just say thank you. You could totally make somebody's day. If you're still writing checks, if you're paying online, you can do it by just before you hit the send button or the pay button, just smile and say thank you and send it out into the universe.
Yeah, it's a fair exchange of products and services, right? And since you're listening to this podcast, you may well be in business and you're selling you're selling products and services. And you'd like to think that the person on the other end that's buying your products and services thought it was a fair exchange. Yeah. And in fact, we like to take it further and think that we've created fans because we created such a great service or product that people were just blown away by it and super excited by it, and don't think they could have gotten it anywhere else. And so the same goes in reverse when you pay those bills. It's at least a fair exchange of products and services. Everybody always gets down on the cable provider, but gosh, they've been providing us rock solid, fast internet for 4 years now.
Yeah, remember when MTV first started? A long time ago.
What are you getting at?
Just when you said that about cable, I don't know why MTV just popped into my head. It's like one of those exciting things about cable, right? Or your favorite shows. Maybe you're Game of Thrones fans like we are.
Yeah, MTV is not a fair exchange of products and services anymore, but we won't go there.
No, that's
HBO with it, yeah.
Yes, but just cable in general, right? Or just going to the grocery store and not complaining about the cost of buying your groceries, but just remembering how many lives are being touched when you pay for those groceries. And I love what Brad said. In fact, I have this conversation so often with my clients that are afraid to raise their rates. In fact, we did an awesome webinar last week on what to do when you're afraid to really charge what you're worth and to stand in your value and to raise your rates. It's about confidence. And it is about seeing money as an even exchange. And it is about accepting that money with gratitude, but also with the confidence and the belief in yourself that you're going to deliver as good as you get, right? Or maybe even more than, right? So just noticing that money is that even exchange. And the more that you send it out with love, I truly believe the more it will come back to you with love as well.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Couldn't agree more.
You want to share the third one?
The third one is to commit to a daily gratitude practice. And I've committed to writing about having a daily practice, but I haven't actually committed to it yet. And it's so crucial. It's crucial not just to have a daily practice in general, whether that's sitting on the meditation cushion or walking or making your favorite tea or writing in your journal. But on top of that, specifically a daily practice of gratitude, writing what you're grateful for, who you're grateful for, just appreciating, I guess, what's bountiful in your life, what's been given to you.
And some days you have to search and dive deep, right? They could be tiny things. Like I remember one day, we actually had a client say no to joining our group program. And after a couple of conversations with her, because she said yes at our live event, and then she was hemming and hawing. And by the time we had a conversation about it, it was clear that she wasn't a match. So I was really grateful for the no, right? So yes, it was a loss of thousands of dollars for us, but it was also not having someone in our community that really wasn't a fit, right? She wasn't in the right place of her business and just didn't have the same goals as the rest of the group. So sometimes being grateful for the no's can be really empowering as well. And sometimes it's grateful for sunshine. On Sunday, we were so grateful for rain. It finally rained in Santa Barbara. Mm-hmm. So it's been months since we've had any rain. And so being grateful for my beautiful geraniums blooming right outside my front window. Sometimes I'll be talking to a client and I'll have a hummingbird hovering in front of my window, just these tiny little gifts of things that we get to notice. It allows us to be much more present, to much more connected to the moment when we just stay connected to the feeling of gratitude and when we proactively look for things to be grateful for. In fact, we thought this one this one practice of daily gratitude was so important. We included it in our Artful Profit Planner, which is a free resource we created originally for our clients to help them get organized, to track their income, but also to track tasks and also to track gratitudes and celebrations. You can check it out at artfulprofitplanner.com. Totally free. Go check it out. artfulprofitplanner.com. Brad will put it in the show notes as well.
Yeah, definitely. And it just keeps on coming up. You see a lot of posts right now about CEOs with their favorite habits of the morning, or Manette and I recently went through a 30-day health program in same type of thing. You gotta be grateful. You gotta do your visualizations in the morning, and you gotta do your gratitudes in the morning.
Or at night.
Or at night. Yeah, that's probably a good one too. I'm not sure.
No, well, one time one of my girlfriends gave me this beautiful beaded bracelet, kind of like mala beads, but they were from Africa and they were gorgeous. And she said it's a gratitude bracelet, and that every night before bed, if you use it like you would a rosary and just go around to each of the beads and say your gratitudes every night before bed, it's incredibly calming. It's a great practice. So it doesn't matter what time of day you do it. The truth is that it's to do it. I don't care if you do it at lunchtime or driving to work, but just taking even just 30 seconds and remembering what you have to be grateful for can lift your mood and really shift your mindset.
It's funny. I don't know why this has me thinking about my last Ironman. I finished Ironman Vineman in July. And so it was a long day. It was over 16 hours. And my tendency, in fact, is my habit. I always thank all the volunteers because they don't pull off races like this without hundreds and hundreds of volunteers. And so that's literally 16 hours worth of passing volunteers and other people cheering, saying thank you. And it's just part of my race. I probably say thank you 1,000 times or more during the race. That day I was thankful that the sun went down. Yeah. And it wasn't as hot. But it's funny. This has me thinking about that because I always say thank you in the races, just constantly.
And most of the athletes do like to be, yeah. So we were there all day with Brad, me and the kids, and on different places in the course, and other people that were at the same, time as Brad, we would meet the same people throughout the day. And it felt incredible to stand on the sidelines and just be there cheering people on. We got so many thank yous. They were incredibly grateful. There are people literally struggling to put, one foot in front of the other, and to be there at the finish line at 11 o'clock at night when people are coming across the finish line and there's crowds of people there cheering them on. It was, it's very touching to be there, but I felt I felt like people really appreciated it and they made such an effort to reach out and just say thank you.
But I guess, so I use Ironman as an analog of our business journey. And, that happened, it's a 1-day race. I did a lot of work to get there. But, our business journey is similarly hard. It's a similarly long journey. And so
any business journey.
Yeah, definitely. Not just ours.
Yeah, it's not a quick fix, quick solution, quick cash, right? It's an ongoing process of building day by day by day.
Right. And so saying thank you throughout is not such a bad thing.
Yeah. And so one of the ways to do that, to increase the amount of gratitude and increase the number of referrals and clients and testimonials coming your way, is to say thank you to your clients. When was the last time you sent a little thank you note, an online card, or just an email or a text or a message, letting them know how grateful you are for them? It's an important part of the practice. Like one of the things that every time our group Path to Profit Academy clients come to Santa Barbara, I love making little handmade gifts. I made big bookmarks and little canvases and a few different things. I like to make art, so it's my way of reaching out. But just noticing, what can you do to say thank you to your clients with a more personal touch, to let them know how much you appreciate them investing in you? Whether it's somebody that bought a online book, whether it's somebody that bought a $47 course, or somebody that bought a $15,000 coaching package. What are you doing to say thank you to them? It's really important to put systems in place. One of the things that Brad's way better at than I am is putting systems in place. How can you put a system around thank yous and gratitude? Like one of the people that we interviewed a few weeks ago on the show is my friend Lisa Marie Platsky. She is the best at sending little gifts. Like I was gone traveling for a couple of weeks, and when I came back, I had a beautiful coloring book that she had sent me in the mail, is just saying thank you for being my friend. Just this beautiful, precious little touch. And so then I got to make a piece of art and send it back to her and show her how the art was inspired by the coloring book. And so it was just this beautiful feeling of connection based around gratitude. So how can you say thank you more often, more frequently? One of the other things is we have a 15-year-old daughter who loves to bake. And so she'll often bake for our clients, right? When they're coming, or we're going to have a dinner, or to take to our live events with us. She makes these s'mores bars that one of my clients really loves. So she bakes for them. So just noticing, we have one client who loves coming to our live events in her camper, and she camps out in front of our house in our camper, and she brings gifts. Last time she brought all this beautiful produce from her garden, local wine from where she lives in Northern California. So it's just these tiny little thoughtful touches can have a big impact. And we don't always think about them because we're so caught up in our busy day-to-day life. So being intentional, making yourself notes, putting it in your calendar, making reminders. Hey, I'm going to make today a great day of gratitude for my clients, and reach out. So that's one of the other strategies.
Yeah, and I think I would just add to that is that I like to thank our clients because they've elicited change in me through their successes, through their feedback. I see so much positive change in myself, and I got the chance to see their successes, and I'm really thankful for that. That's probably been one of the neatest things of being in business so far. So I hope you get a chance to do that too, listener.
Yeah, absolutely. And then finally, the fifth strategy is
be generous with your gratitude. Yeah, I got no problem with that.
And so one specific example of being generous with gratitude, if you do receive a testimonial, a referral from a friend or a colleague, be generous. Can you give them a referral fee? I remember one time I referred a friend of mine back when we were living in Texas, and he got a new client because of my referral, and I just got a beautiful handwritten thank you note and a $5 Starbucks gift card. And it was completely unnecessary, unexpected, but made me feel really good. So he took just that extra step to make me know that not only was he grateful for that referral, but that he'd gotten the client. And he just said thanks. It was really cool. So when you get a referral, are you following up with people and saying not only thank you for the referral, but letting them know if they turned into a client or not? Like, we have an amazing financial planning team that we really love. And I've been able to send them a couple of referrals. And I always get that follow-up email or phone call, not only saying thank you for the referral, but here's what happened. And a couple of times they've turned into clients. A couple of times they haven't been a good match and they've referred them on to somebody else. But I always know what the outcome of the story was. And I love that moment of connection. So the more you can create that powerful connection, that powerful sense of gratitude, the more people will want to share their referrals with you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the generosity part, I don't know. For me, I think I'm the person who's not good at the gratitudes, but then once I'm giving, I'm happy to give lots.
Like last week, he wanted to tell everybody he loved him, which is not really normal for him.
That was a good thing.
It was a totally good thing, but he was being very generous with his words last week in a new way that was super fun. Like every client, I do most of the one-on-one coaching, so I'm on the phone and he's like, who's that? And I'm like, oh, it's Sky. And he's like, oh, tell Sky I love her, right? And so just noticing that just even these little simple touches that are unexpected can create powerful connections, which can create more cash in your business through referrals and happy clients who are re-upping, right? Renewing and buying more products and services from you. So gratitude not only has this incredible feel-good side of it, but it actually grows your business in really powerful ways.
Yeah. I mean, this is practical and spiritual advice. It's helpful for you and your pocketbook.
Yeah.
It's a win for everybody, really. So
if you're here in the United States, happy Thanksgiving from our family to yours.
Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. And I agree with something Manette said at the beginning. Why aren't we thankful every day? We just have, all of us have so much to be thankful for. Mm-hmm. And Thanksgiving, I mean, yeah, it has lots of tradition and history with it, but everybody needs to be doing it all the time. Plus turkey all the time. So
turkey all the time. Yes, we don't restrict turkey in our family to Thanksgiving only. We love turkey, and I will randomly just cook a turkey when they show up in the grocery store. It's hard to buy turkey year round, actually.
That's true. They're fattening them up for Thanksgiving.
And he's always very grateful for my cooking on Thanksgiving.
That was your zone of genius, right?
That's one of my areas of zone of genius. Yeah, one of my zones of genius is cooking. Although I don't even know if we're cooking turkey this year. So we're making ribs. We're doing Texas barbecue. I might have to cook a turkey on Friday, though.
Perfect.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I will be grateful.
And I'm Manette. This is Brad. We're the Path to Profit podcast. You can learn more about us at pathtoprofitacademy.com. And we would love some gratitude back at us if you would take a moment to go to iTunes and tell us what you think about the show. Or go find Path to Profit Academy on Facebook and tell us what you think and what you'd like to hear more of. We're grateful for all of you for showing up and taking your time to listen to our podcast. Be well.
Love you guys.